It's HPR1, and I'm Dave Lawrence. This weekend, we are lucky to have a legendary entertainer back in the islands, starting tonight on Maui, heading to Honolulu next. It's Chaka Khan, and we're privileged to have her joining us on the line now. Hey, Chaka, welcome to All Things Considered. How are you?
I'm just great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I appreciate it. You're going to be playing here, and tell us a little bit about what makes you most excited these days.
I'm most excited about just being alive and still being current. I think that's a big blessing that anyone in this generation finds me relevant. I see the blessing in that. I have family that I'll be visiting. I'll be staying a couple days extra. My baby sister grew up in Maui. She went to school there, and my stepmom was a Montessori school teacher there.
Wow.
I have some family roots there.
Last time here was 2003, that show at the Blaisdell Arena, Doobie Brothers, Isaac Hayes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
What a weird bill, huh? Martha Reeves, as I remember.
Yeah, they always throw me on some weird stuff. It's okay.
When you talk about your blessed life, I love it that you have that sense of humility, because as you lose people in your life, you really realize how much you have to be fortunate about.
Amen.
It makes you a little bit smaller. There was a great thing said about you, and I can just imagine it must humble you when Miles Davis said, "She sings like my horn."
Wow. That sticks out. The fact that Miles said that about me, I said, okay, I can die now. I'm good. I felt almost like that, like I had reached a pinnacle, because I grew up listening to Miles Davis. My dad was a big bebopper, what they used to call beatniks, the jazz aficionado, from the great horn players to the great jazz drummers to the great jazz singers. That's what my dad played. My mom was more into opera and a lot of the female jazz singers. I was born, weaned, and raised on the best music that there is. So when I got to work with Miles, when we met, that felt so special. He, Dizzy Gillespie, and a few other people I've worked with, I grew up listening to. When we were in the studio together, where he did that one song, Sticky Wicket, with Prince and I, that was like a dream come true. And he wanted to play on every song on the CD. And you know how hard it was when you say, Miles, like, you can't play on every song. So what we did was, we just almost let him play on every song. We just couldn't use all of it. It's just cool. It's
a disorienting kind of memory when you get to that kind of bedrock cat. It's like, whoa. And look at the diverse lineup of cats that you've been able, I'm just going to name a couple here to paint a picture for folks. We have Ry Cooder, Rick Wakeman from Yes, to Stevie Wonder, to Steve Winwood, to Ray Charles, Chick Corea, Billy Cobham, Quincy Jones, Robert Palmer. You were able to put your feet into a lot of territory.
Yes, I was. And I didn't have to knock on any doors. They seeked me out. But Addicted to Love, Robert Palmer, he and I actually had a whirlwind love affair. I know he had those with quite a few girls. I found out later. And I found out later that he was married, and had a wife on one of the islands and kids, and I didn't know all that. But I was really in love with him. And we went in studio, and we put down Addicted to Love. I arranged the background vocals, put them down. We made it into a lovely duet. And we were both with the same record label, both with Warner. So we said, they're going to be so stoked when they hear this. Turns out they were pissed about it. And they made him erase all my vocals. Can you believe that?
Why?
I don't know. They couldn't give me a good reason. I think they were pissed that they didn't make it happen themselves.
He was an interesting cat, huh? Coming from where he was to then become into the soul and the American funk. Very
interesting human being and a big heart. If I'd known he was married, I wouldn't have done that, but,
You've gotten to do so many other people's songs and then take them really far. First big hit with Rufus, Tell Me Something Good, Stevie Wonder.
Well, Bob Monaco was our producer. He's no longer with us. Great guy. I'd already covered one Stevie song, Maybe Your Baby. And I guess that's how Stevie knew I existed.
Right.
We were in studio one night. I was very pregnant with my daughter, about to deliver. I remember I almost had the baby when Bob Monaco said, would you guys like to meet Stevie? He wants to come down to the studio. We were like, oh, yeah, right, Bob. And when he showed up, I think I almost went into labor. But actually, that song, the writing was a collaboration. But I was just so excited to have him want to work with us. I wish I'd been more of that mind when I was younger, to take credit. But I don't do this for the money. If I did it for the money,
you'd be doing a whole different kind of music.
Hello?
I dig it.
So
when you think about the important things to remember about life and not getting caught up in the bad stuff,
all the ugly stuff that goes along with this business, and there's a whole lot of it. I hold on tightly to the good stuff and the important stuff. My spirit, the spiritual aspect of it, is very important to me. What you say to people. And I see these kids today. I'm raising a 14-year-old. Wow, how affected she is by the music.
Looking for guidance, I guess, through the music.
They are. Parents today are not giving it up. We're too busy running after that almighty dollar, and the kids suffer.
With the internet coming at them, it's...
Oh, my God. So sad when you see the telephones are their best friends. How these kids could not live without a phone. Cuckoo. It's insane. Getting ready to drop this single called I'm in Love with Myself. One thing I've gleaned is that the lesson is you cannot be loved by anyone else unless you love yourself. I'm still working on that, you dig? Self-love.
It's a lifetime struggle, isn't it, to figure out?
It's a lifetime struggle, yes it is. I say in the song, I wasn't born this way. It's taking me a long time, and I'm still working on it.
I had this reggae band from D.C. They're called Soja on one time.
I've heard of them.
The cat, he said this really interesting thing. I always remember it. He said, life is a process. It's always changing process.
Always. So true. It's a never-ending series of tasks.
As I wrap it up with you, Chaka, the Chaka Khan Foundation, I was hoping you could just talk a little bit about that.
A lot of the kids I started working with are now reaching 19 to 21, autistic children. And now we have the incredible and amazing task to try to figure out what are these people going to do now that they're adults, and how are they going to fit in to our society as members and contributors to this madness, to this dark, mad place that we live in. A lot of them are into repetitious stuff. They'd be great in putting together intricate electrical parts.
Utilize the talent is what you're talking about.
Yeah, working on farms. So just making these sorts of job opportunities available for these people is now our job. I'm just doing what I can.
That's all we can do, but
That's all we can do.
I just wanted to give you some credit for it because it inspires me.
Thank you. Well, you sound like your heart's in the right place, too. It's a true blessing to talk to somebody. We can use words like blessing. Keep it going, baby. You're in the right direction. You're going on the right street. And God bless you.
Really appreciate it.
I had a great time talking to you. And you know what? You just keep the Lord in the equation, and it will move right on.
I'll give you a really big hug.
Darling, big hugs to you.
Enjoy visiting your family, and stay in touch, Chaka. I really appreciate it.
We'll do that, Dave. God bless you, baby.
God bless you.
And all is well here. Aloha. This is Chaka Khan, and you listen to my good buddy, Dave Lawrence.